we go. Oh my. Oh no, folks. The first fish of the day, or the morning, excuse me, is going to be a flathead catfish. The fact is, I've already caught 3 bass this morning, fishing with one of my favorite little jigs. Once we land this fish, we'll talk about it. But that's what that is, a little Appaloosa right here. Let me move this old orange dye. I've been having some trouble this morning. I want y'all to look. It's there on my pants, but now we got a flathead. That's what counts. We caught one. I've caught several bass this morning, but the problem with them, their eyes is way too close to their tail. Whoa, got him on doggone credit. I just wanted to show y'all how pretty that fish is. To me, flathead catfish are one of the prettiest fish. Their coloration is what gets me. Sometimes you catch them a light color, and sometimes they're really darkly splotched up like this one. Look at his belly. Top-notch predator. That's not what we're fishing for today, but what the heck. It's possible I could catch 2 or 3 more of these. These fish are moving. In the fall, they move a lot, and I've caught a lot of them around rip routes. But we're targeting bass. But let's let him go. I'm going to show y'all what I'm fishing with and how I fish it. Woo. All right, let's let him go right here. Quit. There he goes. Well, good morning, folks. Currently, it's overcast. The surface temperature is at 76 on top. And today, what we're going to be doing, well, we're going to be fishing with one of my favorite finesse jigs of all time. And that is a bitsy bug. Okay, bitsy bug, 1/8 ounce, 1/8 ounce. And I'll show you. Well, here's the bitsy bug right here. It's a bitsy bug mini jig, 1/8 ounce. And I'm also made by Strike King, and I'm also going to use a Strike King trailer right here, and it's called a river bug. Okay, that's what it looks like, and this is what I've done to it. I've cut it off, and I'm putting that on the back of that jig. The reason I'm doing that and cut it off so short is I'm wanting to match the size of the jig. It's not really that small. It's about the size of a medium-sized crawfish. And I've done caught a few fish with orange dye. Y'all can see it. I have spilt it everywhere on this doggone boat. And I'm going to change to chartreuse dye. Okay, to give it a little bit of flash. I've done caught several bass, real small ones, but their eyes were too close to their tail, so we're not going to show them. But I'm going to show you what this bitsy bug can do. All I'm doing is pitching to the rocks like that. I'm in 8 feet of water right now. Now that jig right by the bank, I mean, it's anywhere from 1 foot to 2 feet. The fish that I've caught has been out here on the drop, right at the base of the drop. That flathead I just caught was at the base of the drop too. So 8 feet of water. Now I haven't caught a big spotted bass yet. That's really my target, or largemouth, but we will. Now I tell you, this jig right here will catch big fish, or good ones. I've caught several big fish on these little jigs throughout the years. Now what I like about the bitsy bug now versus back in the 90s, they put a better hook in it. It's a lot sharper. Used to, I'd have to take a trifile, and that's what I used, and I would sharpen each and every one of these Bitsy Bug hooks. I'd have to, because a hook needs to want to dig in your fingernail. In other words, lightly go across. See, it's wanting to dig already. They're extremely sharp hooks. They've improved that. Okay, this is a dynamite jig to start off with. If you've never jig fished, start off. I would recommend starting off with this light jig until you develop confidence in it. After you catch a few fish, you're going to develop confidence in it. There we go. Doggone. Folks, I got another flathead. I guarantee you that. Let's get him off the rocks. When these fish are relating to rocks like they are today, I catch a lot. I'm after bass, but I'm catching flatheads. Let's see how big this one is. This is a good one. 4 12-pound test line in bass tackle. It's a good one. Oh, man. What about this? I'm going to tell you what. This is a lot of fun. There's no doubt in my mind this is a lot of fun. Fishing is something else. You never know. I just want to let y'all know that this is not a fluke. I've done this for years, especially in the fall. Come on in here, boy. There we go. Powerful fish, folks. High-tempered doggone fish. Whoa, they're high-tempered doggone fish. Whoa! Doggone, that Clarence has got the boogery old nose I ever seen in my dead blame doggone life. Now, folks, if you want to catch flathead catfish, why? Just get you some 1/8 ounce Bitsy bugs, and you can catch them on these rip routes, especially in the fall. They'll eat them up. That's just all they are to it. That's 2 flathead. And like I said, this is not a fluke. I do it all the time. And I've done it actually for years and years. It's amazing to me. You never know. You never know. That's why it's a sport second to none. Look at there. Go ahead, bite me. It don't make no difference. Not this morning, it don't. Quit. These are top-notch predators, folks. There's no doubt. There's no doubt about it. This is a 6.5 foot, and it's it don't have the rating on it, but I'm going to say it's a medium action, 6.5 feet long. And why I like this rod right here is this is when they first started coming out with H2Os. This is an old rod. It's light as a feather. The rod itself is light. You can fish with it all day and not get tired at all. And it has micro eyes all the way through there, which I like when I'm fishing little baits like this. Now, I don't know, the weed guard, being that I'm fishing rocks, that's the way I cut my weed guard. I cut it off because it's actually about that long normally, right at the end of my finger. And I cut it off even with the hook point and at an angle. And there's my trailer that I was talking about. And right now I have them pinchers separated, but a lot of times I like to fish with them together like that. It's a totally different action. It makes a difference. Sometimes they prefer it the other way. I have a Palomar knot. This is 12-pound test Suffix high impact line, monofilament, and I like this line with a jig because it's limp. It's not stiff at all. It's very strong, and it's highly abrasive line. 12-pound test. Doggone it. Look yonder. Whoa! I'm talking about woo, man. Hey.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they sit and over and we seen four rather than we catfish over and we caught every one of them. You know what I mean? You know exactly what I mean, because we went over there and it's just a buzzing.
Golly, we're gonna have to show this. We gotta show this. Looky there, folks. Now, let's see, that fish hitting 10 feet of water. That's a warmouth. That's a warmouth. And I've caught several here on the Coosa River, but not that big. That is a big warmouth. Let's throw that in. Now, I know what a lot of y'all flathead fishermen are thinking. Boy, that would be good with about a 10-aught hook. Hooked in him. And you're probably right. There's no telling what I could catch down through here, because they are a lot of flatheads using these rocks right now. But that's a big one, is it not? Wow. And he hit it like a bass. I thought it was a big spotted bass. Look at there. Ain't that something? Let's let him go. Man, oh man. I tell you, this has been a blessed day. All I do with a light jig like this, or any jig, fish with it sort of like a worm. Make a cast. Let it fall down on a slack line. As it's falling, watch for that line to boom. A lot of strikes will occur at that point, at that time. On the initial cast, on the initial fall, if you don't really pay attention, you got to be on ready at all times, you'll miss that fish. And you'll get a lot of strikes like that. So in other words, when I pitch it out there, I'm throwing slack in my line. I'm watching that line right now. I'm on ready right now. If one would have bit that right then on the fall, folks, or on the initial contact to the bottom, I would have caught him. Now, this light jig, being it's so light, you can fish it just like a plastic worm. So, if you are a plastic worm fisherman and have never fished a jig, this is a jig for you. This is it. It's light, and it work it just exactly like you would a plastic worm. You can't work this jig wrong. Long as you maintain bottom contact and you're feeling for cover, you cannot fish it wrong. And the bite would just be normally just a peck. Just a peck, or they'll inhale it and not move with it. You'll feel a little kind of a mushy feeling. Go ahead and set the hook. There we go. Man, that fish knocked the fire out of it too. This is a good one right here. It is a flathead day, no doubt. These flathead are up shallow. Look here, folks. Now, like I said, this ain't unusual. I've done this before, years past. You know, catch a couple, but I really don't remember catching 3 this quick. I'm on a different rip wrap, but the pattern is the same. The depth of this rip wrap is the same. So I expected this. I sure did. Ain't that something else? That's a beautiful, beautiful fish. Yet another one. I can't get over it. I love this stuff, folks. I'm going to show him to you. He's basically the same size as those others. He might be a little smaller. Quit. Ain't that something else? Now this is where obviously you can pattern these fish, and flathead are hard fish to pattern because, like y'all know, they love heavy cover. When I'm fishing for them in the Tennessee River, I look for rock piles, the biggest ones I can find, and usually live bait or big flapper shads, things of that nature. But this jig is working out fine because it's moving, and like I've always said on this channel, flathead is definitely a heck of a predator. I'm going to compare them to a bass as far as eating live bait. Okay. Quit. And there he is. Another flathead. I'm going to retie my knot because flatheads will stress a knot out. They're powerful, powerful fish. There we go. That's a good bass right here. Good bass. That's what I wanted to catch today. It's a spotted bass. That was what was on my mind. But when I started catching them flatheads, I didn't care. That's a good fish right here. Big spot. You doggone right. Big spot. Whew. Now that fish was right up on the rip route. So I'm doing all kinds of different things. I'm always thinking, folks. Now I ain't got much to think with, but what I do have to think with, I use it. What a good spotted bass. Let's go ahead and net him right here. Let me throw my little trailer off. There he is. I'm going to show that one to you. That's a good spotted bass for this part of the country. You doggone right it is. Ooh wee, hey. Doggone. Whoa! That fish was real tied up against the rip route. That's a good spotted bass right there. I guarantee you. Powerful, powerful fish. Much more powerful than a largemouth. They just no doubt about it. We all know. Let's let him go. Well, folks, that was an interesting day of fishing. I caught a lot of fish. I caught a lot of bass. Probably won't show them because they was too small. Caught one good spot. But today the flathead was on fire. And as far as bitsy bug fishing, these tiny jigs are very productive. They're real productive. Just about anything that swims will hit them. They look just exactly like a crawfish. And a medium action rod, 6.5 foot long. Pick you a rod that's extremely light. And by the way, this is a cadence reel with a 7-3-1 gear ratio. Small, fits in your palm, real easy. And 10 to 12 pound test mono is what I use most of the time. Sometimes I'll use braid, but usually not. Just a blessed day to be out here, folks. And thank y'all very much for everything y'all done for this channel. God bless each and every one of y'all. Hey, the honking birds. It's a honker on the bank. A Canadian Hey, man. Whoa. I'm talking. Hey. Oh, my. And remember, go fishing when you can, because it's good for you.